for pound, we the best around.
We designated spitters live every week. Designated homie cause we spit the heat. We designated spitters deep. Talking Yankee baseball, hip hop for the streets. We designated, we innovative. We designated spitters time, what you know. We designated, we innovative. We designated spitters, let's start the show.
Well, folks, our backs are up against the wall, and we are here to, of course, bring you the one, the only, designated spitters. I'm joined by my guy, Hector. What's going on, fam?
I'm good, baby. I'm just, I appreciate you. Thank you for inviting me on to the channel. Shout out to the chat, bro. Breath of fresh air. I just need some help to digest what's going on right now.
Yeah, that's what we're here to do, fam. We're gonna have a good time today, guys. So, guys, look, if you make believe you going to the movie theater today. Have some milk duds, whatever it is that you have. I don't care. You have some popcorn ready. Throw a little of that caramel glaze on top. Whatever it is that you guys do. A little extra butter. Whatever you want. Grab a beer, relax. We're going to have ourselves a time today, man. We got a lot to discuss. We got a lot to talk about. So first I want to say, everybody, please head over to the, when this premieres on Apple iTunes, please go leave a 5-star review, all that fun stuff. Press the like right now, guys. You do know, since it is a live show and me and Hector got a lot to discuss today, Super Chats will be answered, so I'll try to get to those as much as I can. But I'm here with this man, and I want to take the most of it. We have a lot to discuss, so Hector, I got to start off with something that's a bit painful, man. Yesterday was a tough one. Yesterday was a tough one for the Yankees. We dropped it. It felt like we had it. In the ninth inning, it felt like we had it. Beta comes out, hits another Yankee home run, gives them a 5-3 lead. And then from there, man, Clark Schmidt's in the game. Wandy back out for 7+ outs. I didn't know what was going on and what was happening. But let me get your thoughts about yesterday's game.
Honestly, it was everything that could go happen. I mean, everything that could, like the bad things that could happen, literally went wrong last night within those last 2 innings. That's why I was inspired to make this T-shirt. Boone T-shirt.
Yes! The best T-shirt of all time.
It's a prototype. I'll get you one, Pete. Don't worry. But yeah, bro.
By the way, I gotta say it real quick. I don't care if it's a prototype. That's maybe my favorite shirt of all time. I'm not joking. I love it.
I appreciate you, my guy. But nah, bro, everything bad that could happen last night, it happened. And they love to say that in the postseason, your flaws get magnified, and they truly do. And we've seen it from game 1 to game 3 yesterday, and hopefully it changes tonight.
Yeah, man, you're right there. And by the way, too, we got our first super chat of the day. Cleveland Sports TV says, good luck tonight, guys. Hey, my friend, good luck to you guys, too. You guys have played ball. Can't be upset with that.
Yeah.
You guys have played ball. Got a hell of a manager, too. Tito Francona, one of the all-time legends, in my opinion, of managers in baseball. But looking back at yesterday, I mean, let's go ahead and dissect it a little bit. You made a great point. You said in the postseason, your flaws, kind of get brought to a head. And they're always going to be shown. That ugly head is always going to show itself. And IKF yesterday came out after the game, too, and was like, hey, man, I cost us a few runs. The thing that bothers me most, and by the way, guys, he's not playing today, so I'm gonna discuss that a little bit too, because it kind of proves everybody's point. You know, that on an elimination game, our internal numbers tell us he's the best fielder in the world, but he's not playing on the elimination game. Okay.
Yeah, the best shortstop in the league is not playing in an elimination game. Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense. But IKF made some tough plays yesterday. Like you said, that ugly head is always going to come to a pop, so to say, and we got to see it yesterday. And it affected the Yankees. I heard them. Hector, you're a Yankee fan. I'm a Yankee fan. Did you think it was the best idea in the world to have IKF even as the shortstop?
Nah,
even
bro.
going back months ago?
Because when this team loves to say that they're driven by analytics, right? That's the one thing, the mantra we have heard all season. Well, if that's the case, the analytics show you that the best fielding shortstop in our system, minor league and major leagues, is Peraza. It's not Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, right? You have been somebody who's been preaching ever since the beginning of the season that IKF is not the answer, that Peraza should be the answer, and it's showing. Right when we don't need it to show, it's showing right now. And you brought up a great point with Tito Francona. Our manager is the problem. Our bullpen is the problem, and IKF is the problem. And all three of those things are being exacerbated right now in the postseason at the worst time.
That's right. To the point where even the clubhouse now is kind of up in arms. Like, well, we don't know what happened. I mean, you might want to go ask those guys. I mean, I don't know. I was ready. I was good to go. Before I jump into that, I got to bring up something that drove me crazy. And Hector, you know, everybody in this chat knows, I think I looked at it today. I think during regular season games, I called 134 games, something like that. And so just like many of you, I've watched every single play. And when you're calling, you kind of analyze it a little more than you regularly do just sitting back and watching it. And I remember yesterday, I believe it was first and second at the time, J-Ram comes up. And I'm sitting there saying, okay, you know, let's be positive, a ground ball away, you got this thing, that's it. Now, what do we know about Jose Ramirez? We know he's one of the best hitters in baseball. We know he controls the bat extremely well. He puts the bat to the ball very well. He's one of those guys in the sense that, like not comparing him to Tony Gwynn, so don't say that. But a guy like Tony Gwynn could place a ball where he wants to. I don't care if it's 98 miles an hour. He'll find a way to place a ball where he wants to place it. J-Ram is a lot like that. So I see him coming up. I go, okay, we're still a double play. We get double play. And then I look and I go, I remember saying, I said, they got a shift on. I said, what are they shifting for? He's going to poke the ball to left field. I said, no, you can't shift it. You got to set up double play. Just keep the second baseman back and the shortstop back. And what does he do? He hits a little pop bloop to short. I said, this is so
deja vu.
Bro, but it's so obvious. I don't got to be a manager. You don't got to be a manager. We're sitting there showing this and going, well, you know what he's going to do here. And he does it. But Pete, why do the obvious thing? Why do the obvious and smart move by having the defense play normally? Why do that? You know, this is Aaron Boone we're talking about. This is Mr. When I come out of the dugout, I run with my arms in the air looking like the balloon in front of the car stop. In front of the car dealership, I mean. But come on, it makes no sense, bro. 2 days in a row, like I said, deja vu. And the thing is, you just said it too. What is this with this reinventing the wheel? It's baseball. I understand it. And look, everybody always thinks like, well, because I bring up certain things, I'm not an analytic guy. I don't mind the numbers. I like all the different numbers. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with analysts. I love OPS. OPS is one of my favorite numbers. Yeah, there's these WXYZ stuff and all that. Okay, I get it. But it's just a common sense baseball approach there with a baseball brain that says, yeah, you don't do this move right now. But the Yankees do it. And then we know about Clark Schmidt, but I'm not even going to go into details here about Clark Schmidt. I'm going to talk about after the game. Everybody already knows this story, but guys, we have to discuss this because this is something that I've been talking about since 2019. And I've been talking about it all year this year, all year last year, harping on it time and time and time again. Yesterday, Boone then does his press conference and he says, hey, Holmes not available, blah, blah, blah. I pitched yesterday. He's coming off an injury. He wasn't available. Clay Holmes comes out and goes, my understanding was I was good to go. I was ready to go. I was asked before the game, are you available? He goes, yeah. I told him I was ready. I was good to go. Luis Severino comes out and drops the hammer. I was telling Hector before we went live, I had no intentions of going live again. Once I saw Luis Severino come out and state the obvious, I said, bro, I gotta go talk about this. I can't. Sevy's my guy. Sevy gutted the hell out of yesterday. All the flowers in the world to Luis Severino. Yeah,
everything. Yep.
He gutted it. Let me ask you a question before we go forward on that, what Sevy said. Sevy goes those first 2 innings, he looked bad.
I was nervous.
Did you expect him to ever go 6?
I did not. I was not expecting to go 6 for the max, especially with his pitch count where it was at. I think it was like 50. He was close to like 45, 50 pitches after 2 innings, but he was able to fix himself and able to set the course straight. What happened was in the first 2 innings, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you saw it differently, but in the first 2 innings, he was reluctant to throw his fastball. He threw a few that was 99, but then a few that was 95, 96, and he tried to rely heavily on his off-speed pitch, which made it easy for a contact hitting team just to put bat on ball, right? But I think afterwards, in the 3rd inning, after Judge hit that home run, the confidence came back to him, and he started trusting his fastball more.
Yeah, you could see as he got more tired, his command came back.
Yes.
And he was starting to locate more. He was kind of pinpointing a little more. Early in the game, he was reluctant to throw the fast. Whenever he threw it, if you remember, it was just way high.
Yeah.
It was so high, you just had to lay off. You're like,
it was sailing on him.
It was just sailing away. And then the break and stuff wasn't there. And when he tried to lob it in to get a strike, they just smacked the ball. But Luis Severino gutted that performance. He gave it his all. He has every right to be angry and to be upset. No doubt about it. Every single right in the world to be angry and upset. Thank you to the 130 plus in here. Please hit that like button. Luis Severino then after the game has his media little conversation. He's talking to everybody. And he flat out says, I don't know. Holmes should have been in there. He's our closer, isn't he? And then he comes out and goes even further. Well, if he was not available and there's something wrong with him, why he shouldn't be on the roster. This is the playoffs.
Yeah.
Which
All
is
hands on
what every Yankee fan is thinking that. Once I read that and I saw that, I got to fire me. I said, I got to go talk about this because this cannot be overshadowed at all. That now the clubhouse is coming out saying, well, in many ways, I feel like the game was given away. What do you think about that? What do you think about this? Is the clubhouse being lost here?
You can see it, especially, Luis Severino. And if you look at it, there's 2 starts back-to-back in a row that Luis Severino, at the end of that start, is pissed off at Aaron Boone.
How about the 60-game IL, too? Remember, he was pissed about
Exactly. So when it comes to Luis Severino, his, I don't want to say emotion, but his passion for the game. Those are 2 different things. His passion for wanting to win, his passion for being a Yankee, it shows, especially, on the mound. But when it comes, I want to ask you this question. When it comes to Aaron Boone, because Aaron Boone loves to try to reinvent the wheel and just tries to be a super manager, right? He overmanages sometimes. Do you think that it's because the Yankees had a 2-run lead, he didn't go to Clay Holmes trying to be smart and save him for the next day? Trying to think ahead, thinking that we already won that game and he wants to save his bullets for down the road?
Potentially. But it's like you said before, who the hell knows what Aaron Boone's up to in reality? I'm like, I guess my whole thing on that situation is, if you're, look, and I do want to put this disclaimer out here. And the reason I want to do it is because baseball, even managing, is not easy. So none of us are talking about this if Clark Schmidt gets the job done.
Facts.
Right? We all agree to that. We're not talking about it. If Clay Holmes came in and blew it, they'd be people saying, well, he should have went to Clark Schmidt.
Exactly.
But that is the role of Major League Baseball. The problem then is, if he wasn't available, again, why is he on the roster? If he can't pitch back-to-back games at this point, then why is he on the roster? Because you said it earlier. It's all hands on deck in the postseason. It's that simple. Another issue I have with Boone is, if you really knew in your heart and you said, all right, we don't know about the 4th starter in the ALDS. We're probably, and he announced this before, if you remember, Jameson Tyne probably come out the bullpen and pitch out the pen. If that was your plan and you had this division clinched, why didn't Tyone get a couple of reps before that? Why are you doing this in a postseason game where the game's on the line? Why are you going to a guy who's never done it before with the game on the line? It doesn't add up to me. But that's what we get.
It's over managing, like I pointed out before. And with Tyone, he never pitched out of the bullpen in his career. So you're taking a random chance with a starting pitcher who's been shaky all season. Let's be honest. He's been good lately, but he's been shaky all season. Then if you was going to go to Clark Smith, why didn't you even start him? If you was going to go to Clark Smith, you should have started him to start the inning instead of starting Tyone. If your whole thing, save Tyone for the 12th inning or the 13th inning, if it goes that far. Second thing, when it comes to last night, if you knew that Clay Holmes wasn't available, if you knew, well, I'm taking for his word, right? I'm taking for his word. But if he tells us, Clay Holmes wasn't available only for emergency, then why are you burning Loizaga in the 7th inning?
Yeah,
if that's the case, why are you burning Loizaga in the 7th inning, bro?
And I'm happy you bring this up because somebody said, well, the Yankees go by, they kind of premeditate all this. So they have a plan of who they're going to use, when they're going to use. And let me tell you why that's bullshit. I'll tell you right now. Yesterday's game, Trevino got 1 out. 1 out. You wasted Lou Trevino. 1 out. John Loaiziga only got 2 outs. Then all of a sudden, you want 5 outs plus from Wandy Peralta? What? This makes no baseball sense at all. So I'm being nice here, and I'm like, let me try to give him the benefit of the doubt here and think about this. And I'm like, this makes 0 sense whatsoever. This makes no sense. So in reality, what really happened is, you didn't know what the hell you're doing. You didn't know what the hell you're doing. I have no other way to say it. Let me get to a couple of these super chats here. L.I. Yank King says, does Aaron Boone get fired? I want him to. I want Manny Acta. But I don't believe Boone gets fired. There it is right there. And Boone is the Joe Judge of MLB. Acta would be the Brian DeBall of MLB. If we lose, the Acta train is a go. No, I don't think Manny Acta is going to be the Yankee manager, L.I. Jesus King Chavez with the super chat says, Boone, you're fired. Let's go Yankees. Pure Vince McMahon style on them.
Got to get the bosses. Got to get the Vince McMahon rash into it.
Yeah, gotta get it in there, man. Gotta get it in there. But looking forward to today because look, we could talk about yesterday all day. The fact of the matter is the Yankees are on the ropes right now. They're beat up. They're a little dazed and confused. They're in there with Mike Tyson. Tyson's looking to land that final knockout blow, and they're done, and that's it. So looking at today, a couple of changes have been made. Here's today's lineup. Gleyber Torres leading off playing second base. Aaron Judge in right field. Anthony Rizzo at first base. Big G at DH. Donaldson back at third base. Oswaldo Cabrera is at shortstop. Harrison Bader in center field. Trevino catching. And Aaron Hicks is in left field. Let me hear your thoughts on that one, Hector.
Bro, it's Aaron Hicks, and I can't even say credit, but because Aaron Hicks is being thrown into a fire right now. This is not Aaron Hicks' fault because he shouldn't even made this roster. Peraza should have made this roster. Yep. Peraza should have been the starting shortstop with Cabrera in left field, right? In the I'm not sure if you saw the post game or whatever, but Michael, this is why I have a love-hate relationship with the human thumb, Michael K. This is why, because he said he would have rather have Aaron Hicks out there than Oswald Cabrera, right? Because Aaron Hicks is a better fielding outfielder. My man, if you look at the analytics, they said that it's a 35% chance of that ball being caught. Aaron Hicks can't run to save his life. I got a bad back and I run faster than Aaron Hicks, right? So Aaron Hicks would have never even got to the ball. All season, have we seen Aaron Hicks dive for a ball? Has Aaron Hicks showed his hustle? So he's not making that play. He's not making that play. But you know who may be making that play? Peraza at shortstop, backing up, potentially if they're not playing into the shift.
Yeah, and that's the other thing again too with the shift there, and another part of that play. And I know where I'm talking again about the game yesterday that a lot of people aren't talking about. JD comes up firing the ball away, when in reality, one, you didn't even have to dive for that ball. You should have just kept it to the single, leave it to the single, and that's it, and move on. That's trying a little too much on the part of the rookie. Mm-hmm. Aaron Hicks is not catching that ball. No. Let's put that out the way real quick. No matter what anybody wants to say, Aaron Hicks isn't catching that ball. We all know that. Mm-hmm. We all know that. But with Cabrera at shortstop today, you brought up a great point. The Yankees have told us since they traded for IKF that he is the best defensive shortstop in Major League Baseball. In an elimination game, the New York Yankees are not starting the best defensive shortstop in Major League Baseball. And people get mad at me when I say this is a clown organization. They're not serious about winning. Well, do you need me to argue it for you, or do you just want to look with your eyes and ears? Mm-hmm. Hear with your ears, look with your eyes, think with your brain. It's all there for you. They're telling you, we don't know what the hell we're doing. We're here sticking up for this guy, taking the arrows for him. And then in the biggest game of the year, we're like, we'll let him ride pine. Why? Mm-hmm. Well, the best defensive shortstop made some tough plays yesterday, so I think it's time to sit him. Where's Peraza?
Exactly.
You had morons like me telling you, Peraza, the minute Peraza got called up, he should have been a starter at shortstop.
Bingo.
That's it. Mm-hmm. There was no conversation here. It was done.
But they had Josh Donaldson have 2 home runs in back-to-back games, and they're like, oh my God, we can't move Josh Donaldson from third base. So they forced IKF at shortstop. Now, if you want to play IKF at third base, I can live with that because that's where he won his Gold Glove, at third base. He puts the ball, he puts the bat on ball, he makes contact at third base, something that Josh Donaldson doesn't do. Josh Donaldson gets fooled by every curveball anybody throws at him, right? So when it comes to that, I would have rather have IKF playing third base, right? We're not saying that IKF, he's a bum, he's horrible. If your manager is putting you to play shortstop, you're just trying to do the best you can. That's not on you. That's the person who's making up the lineup card for that game.
Correct. It's a great point. That's a great point. The Yankees brought him over here knowing that, well, he won it at third base, so let's put him at short. It's the same thing if you remember during the offseason. I remember there was a rumor out there that the Yankees, before the Blue Jays got him, were interested in matchup, but put him at shortstop. And I'm sitting there saying to myself, I made a video about it. I said, why don't you put him at third base? I just crack up about it because I'm like, why don't you put the dude where he's known as being one of the best defenders in the world? Third base.
They put Gio at shortstop, and they're like, oh, wow, his fielding numbers went down. We need to trade him. Yeah, because you moved him out of position. That's why his fielding numbers went down.
That's what I'm like. I'm like, all right. People a lot of times go, well, the Yankees, they're so analytic. It's the problem. I don't think analytics is this stupid. Don't give analytics that bad of a name. The Yankees don't do it right. Because Yankee fans are going to get mad at me when I say this. Houston does it right. I'm sorry, but they do. I don't see Houston saying, you know what? Carlos Correa should play short or should play second base. Matter of fact, we'll put Correa in center. I think we'll do that. We'll lock him long term, put him in center field. They wouldn't do a move like that.
Not just that, Pete, but they trust their young players. They let Correa walk.
Bingo.
The rookie, they trusted him all season, even though he had a few stumbles when it comes to like his bat. He was able to, his glove was solid, and it paid off at the biggest time in game 3 of the ALDS. An extra inning home run that won the game.
Could you imagine that? How about the energy from Cabrera yesterday with the home run?
Oh, man. I loved it.
Don't we all want that? Thank you.
That's what you need. And this one, and I've said this multiple times on my show that when it comes to the Yankees, right? I love the Yankees. I'm a big time Yankee fans, right? But you got to get that corporate stick out your ass. Like you have to allow these players to be themselves. Like I've gone to several minor league games. I'm not sure if you get the same feeling if you go, but when you go to the minor league games, you see even the young players they're being told don't be too loud. Don't show emotion. But then you look across the field at the other dugout, and they're showing all the emotion and all the craze. You need that young energy. It's good to be,
no doubt,
conservative when it comes to certain things, especially like, you want to have the clean shave. I don't mind that. Have the clean shave, but allow them to have energy.
Here's my thing too. I mean, there's things you teach about that, right? There's a time and a place.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. When you hit a 2-run jack job to right field to give your team a 2-run lead, you could throw the bat to Mars if all I care. You could do cartwheels around the home plate. You could do cartwheels. You could start doing the worm.
Dab while you walking
hit a
down
dab
first.
while you're doing it. I don't care. You could start juggling the home plate. I don't care what you do. That's a moment where, yes, I don't care if you're a rookie. I don't care if it was your first at bat. You show all the emotion in the world you want to show in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And the Yankees need more of that. They had it during the last couple of weeks with Peraza.
Yes.
It was perfect.
He hit over 300.
Hit over 300. Stole bases. Was dynamic. Looked fantastic at second base and shortstop. And here we are. And I always tell this story because I like to bring this up. When Ozzie Guillen was a part of NyynewsTV for a little bit earlier this year, I asked him about Oswald Peraza. Yankees got a great crop of Venezuelan players coming up. And they still got more guys coming up. Ozzie Guillen knows Oswald Peraza's dad.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me flat out, he said, Pete, I don't know much about him offensively, but I'll tell you this right now. When he was 12, 13, 14 years old playing with adults, he was the best defender on the field. Kid could play at the major league level blindfolded and be one of the best defenders you'll see on the field. Brian Cashman to himself even said it in the offseason. That his glove is major league ready. The New York Yankees, this is what gets me mad about this team. The New York Yankees get IKF and they go, he's a stopgap until the kids are ready.
Because
Just remember, folks, you guys already noticed. I'm just repeating it, but you guys already noticed. It's for the show. Okay? I'm just telling you guys what the Yankees said. Nothing that Pete said, nothing that Hector said. This is just what the New York Yankees have said. When our youth is ready, we're passing up on Correa, we're passing up on this, we're passing up that. When these guys are ready, they'll be here. Okay? Anthony Volpe smacks the cover off the ball everywhere. Many teams in baseball would have called him up. Many teams in baseball, straight from Double A, they would say, get up here.
Oh, yeah.
You're ready to go. Let's go. We need you. We don't have a good shortstop.
That's what Atlanta did with their center fielder.
That's what any Tampa Bay does it. These teams do it. The Astros do it. The Orioles did it this year. Look at the difference it made for them. So you look at all that, and then you see Peraza do it in AAA all season. Then he comes up to the major leagues. After that's a whole nother story. We don't got to go on how that happened. And he does it at the major league level. And the Yankees are like, IKF. And you got people like me sitting there going, guys, it's going to bite you in the ass. What are you doing? It's obvious. Don't do this. What are you thinking? And bingo, it happens again. So the scary thing, in a sense, is tonight is game 4. I had the Yankees winning the series in 4 games. That ain't going to happen. They're gonna have to get back to, and you had that too? You had 4
I had them
games?
winning in 4.
So the Yankees got to go back to New York. And before they do that, there's a ton of pressure on Garrett Cole tonight. And I know people want to sit there and talk about, well, he's paid all this money and this and that. Yeah, you're right. He is. And he was paid to win games like today. He's also a human being. And there's a lot of pressure tonight. Let's be honest here. There's a shit ton of pressure tonight. Not only that it's elimination, it's how yesterday went. It's the aftermath of yesterday. I got to put some pressure on Garrett Cole myself. And I don't know about you, Hector, but I need 7 to 8 innings of one-run baseball.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I'm looking for today.
We need
you do anything less than that, I can't have it.
We need Garrett Cole to have his Yankee moment. You know, I know that's something that's very tiresome that people love to say or whatever, especially the broadcasters, but we need Garrett Cole to have his Yankee moment, right? We need him to go, like you said, 7 to 8 innings, no runs allowed, 2 hits, double digits when it comes to strikeouts. And Garrett Cole has that ability. What I'm going to need from Garrett Cole tonight, if you look at his pitch breakdown from the last game, he threw 46 fastballs, he threw 22 sliders, 21 curveballs, and he only threw 5 changeups. I need Garrett Cole to utilize his changeup more because this is a contact hitting team. They're going to try to sit on your fastball. They can't hit a breaking pitch to save their life, especially Josh Naylor. I need Garrett Cole to establish that changeup and utilize that more than he did in game 1 tonight.
That's a great point. No doubt about it. The changeup definitely wasn't there, but you got Stephen Kwan up there who's pesky and tough. You got to utilize, like you said, Naylor doesn't hit off speed well at all. Yeah. Then also, too, you got J-Ram that's going to go from that left side. So that changeup is very, very important in this game. And I call Oscar Gonzalez Oscar the Grouch, and he's shown why he's Oscar the Grouch because this kid is just walking off at everybody. Yeah. And shout outs to his family in DR. Saw Hector Gomez put a video out of his family celebrating, so that's always fun to see, and God bless him. Congratulations to him on that, on getting that big
I want to just touch on one point, too, because you brought up Peraza, right? And I saw that interview that you had with Ozzie Guillen and his son talking about Peraza. But when it comes to Peraza and Cabrera as well, they're not from the nicest part of Venezuela.
Not at all.
That, like, you know, growing up where they grew up it's a dog-eat-dog world, you know, and to see them, they were signed at young ages, at 16 years old, coming from where they came from.
Agreements at 15.
You got to think of it, too. Put yourself in their shoes. You're 16 years old. You're coming from Venezuela. They're putting you probably in low A, that's probably in Kentucky or in Nashville. It's a culture shock from you. You don't know the language. So from 16 till now, they've been able to put it together, and that goes into credit onto their makeup as well, into their family structure.
Yeah. No doubt about it. And that's something that Ozzie Guillen brings up. You know, Venezuelans, Venezuelans very much, you know, they come to America and it's very appreciative of what you have here compared to back home, unfortunately. And one of the amazing things that even Ozzie told me about is that both of these kids, they both speak English well. You know what I mean? That's a testament to character. I don't care what anybody says. Look, my fiance tells me all the time. I'll joke around with her. I'll be like, oh no, you say the word, you say it like this. And she's born in America. Yeah. But she tells me, when you speak 2 languages, you talk. And I go, you're right. You're not wrong. No, you're right. You're spot on. I don't speak 2 languages. You know, I know a lot of Italian. And I know a lot of Spanish. But I don't speak both of them fluently. English is my language. So you're right. I think that is huge on the character. of both of these guys, that they come from a very rough background. Very rough background. And to be able to do this for their living, for their life, they're reaching their dream. Put them on that stage. Because trust me when I tell you this, they wanted a lot more than some of those other guys in there do. Just keeping it real.
Oh, yeah.
They wanted a lot more than some of those other guys wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So that means something.
Especially as rookies making only $700K a year, and you
Facts.
sitting in a dugout with dudes that's making $20 million, that's not busting it down the line to first base. Oh, you're gonna show somebody up. You're gonna show somebody up 100%. And me, the same thing. You know, I'm a very loud and proud Puerto Rican, but you know, I grew up in New York City, so my Spanish is not the best. So when it comes down to it, I'm more comfortable speaking English. But when it comes to Cabrera and Peraza, they go out of their way to make sure in interviews that they talk English. Like they make sure they go out, especially Cabrera. And like you said, it's tenement to their makeup and how they was raised.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I'm so upset because I had an interview lined up with Oswaldo right before the season began, and it got to the point of where it's like, all right, they're wrapping up to go to spring training now. So I'm like, oh man. Shout out to Osni Guillen, by the way, too, for setting all that stuff up, my guy.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Let's put it into the universe. It'll happen before next season.
Facts. Yeah, we're gonna get Waldo, man. We're gonna get Waldo. Had a great conversation with Antonio Gomez, who's another great young Yankee coming up, Venezuelan product also. But looking at it today,
and I told you, Yankee fans, keep on the lookout on Connor Delgado, 18-year-old kid that he destroyed the Dominican Instructional League, destroyed it. Keep a lookout on him. He may be the best shortstop that we have in this system. Yeah,
they got a ton of guys coming up, man, and it's kind of cool, that you're bringing that up too, because we are seeing an influx of young Yankee players coming up, and I know this is going to be a big time conversation, of course, during the off season, whenever that comes. Hopefully not today. Hopefully we got more ball games to play. Let's go face Houston. Everybody wants that matchup. Everybody wants that matchup again. Everybody wants the Yankees to face Houston. So we obviously want that. But you bring up that great point, man. There's just a lot of good young players coming up for the Yankees. So when I hear a lot of people sit there and go, we got to rip the team apart and we got to do this, we got to do that, it's really not that hard. Bring back Aaron Judge.
Bingo. First priority.
And put the guys out there that don't cost you the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 $million. Put those guys around the phone. Put the hungry guys around the hippo.
Yep.
Hungry hippo. Put the hippo there and put all the little balls, the food around them. And let him play ball. Let him play ball that way. So that's a great point. But getting back to
let this my fault. I just want to say this real quick.
Please,
let this Aaron Judge off season when it comes to the crime. Let this be a lesson learned, Yankees. If the next group of young players that come up, if Volpe or Dominguez, if they hit the ground running like a Julio Rodriguez or a Steven Kron or Aaron Judge in their rookie year, you make sure that you extend them as soon as you can before you even get to them about to become a free agent. Because if Aaron Judge, his rookie year, 52 home runs, we signed him to a 10-year, $150 million contract. We ain't even having this conversation right now. And I think Yankee fans will be happy with that. But we give $70 million to Aaron Hicks that offseason instead. I'm sorry, I just had to.
Oh man, Aaron Hicks said, "I'm backing the Brinks truck up, baby. I don't care what happens going forward." Facts. But no, I say this all the time about Aaron Judge, and the minute the New York Yankees said we're gonna put a Judge's Chambers out there, a contract should have came with it. If you didn't do it, don't put it out there, because that's stupid. You're gonna look taking that mess down if he leaves. I would have put myself in that situation. Hector, come on. I said
it when you was on the show, bro. That's like if the Cardinals took away Big Mac land, regardless of all the chaos and controversy afterwards, he retired. They still have Big Mac land up to this day.
Yep, that's right. That's
gonna be that's gonna be a sad day in Yankee history if they have to remove the Judge's Chambers, bro. I don't even want to think about it.
Just think of he's leaving with your record, the American League record, but a Yankee record for ages since the beginning of time. It's been the Yankee record. He's leaving with that. He should take it with him. He should go in right field and just start breaking it up and taking it home with him. Wherever he's going, just, all right, ship it out. Ship it out to San Fran. That's okay, no problem.
You're gonna do the Eric Cartman, screw you guys, I'm going home, and just take the Judge's Chambers.
Facts. But looking at today, I gotta, we gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about we already said what we need from Garrett Cole today.
Yeah.
Who's a key player in that Yankee lineup today for you?
Cabrera at shortstop, because with the type of team that this team is, the Cleveland Guardians, they put bat on ball. They make contact, right? Game one, if IKF makes that play in the first inning, Garrett Cole doesn't have to throw an extra 15 pitches, and he could extend his outing, right? It saves the bullpen as well. Game two, the little blunder he had, it saved Nestor Cortez. Last night, he makes that catch on the fly in the first inning. The run probably doesn't score, and Luis Severino pitches into the seventh instead of the sixth. And we probably wouldn't be having the conversation about the bullpen. Loizaga would have probably been saved.
Yeah, and I got to throw this out there too. Because I remember when it happened, I said, man, I really wish I could see that play again, because I had people in the chat saying that ball was hit like a rocket. No, it wasn't. I went back and saw that play again. That was a jam shot. It was a number shot. The ball wasn't hit like a rocket. And then I watched it again and I zoomed in. My man just flat out missed it. He flat out missed it. That ball should have been caught on the fly. No question. And the minute I saw it, I was like, oh my God. I said, that ball should have been caught. And I'm like, all right, I can't really see it from here. They didn't show it in slow motion. They showed it again. I'm like, all right, whatever. That ball should have been caught.
Yeah.
That ball should have been caught.
The run on third was caught in between third and home. He didn't know to. Even if he didn't catch it on the fly, he knocked it down. The runner on third is still not scoring because he was caught in between. He didn't know where to go.
Correct. And and that's where we are right now with the Yankees. And it's sad to say, because you almost want to be like, well, we told you guys this was gonna happen, but you don't want to in a way too, because like you don't want it to happen. Even if you said I really just see IKF screwing up, you don't want that to be the case. You don't want to be right on shit like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to be right on stuff like that. Like, yeah, I guess we were right. No, I don't want to be right. I want IKF to have a great series. He did it. The nightmares that we knew could happen have happened so far, but now he's out of the lineup. Aaron Hicks is in there. I'll tell you this. Looking at the lineup, I don't mind Gleyber Torres batting leadoff. I don't mind that. Aaron Judge, of course, again, everybody expects Aaron Judge to be the savior all the time. Look, he hasn't had the greatest series. Hit a big home run yesterday to tie the game. That is huge for Aaron Judge. Hopefully tonight he has a pretty decent game. Looking at the matchups, too, I don't think the Yankees have faced Quantrill too much. Of course, Bader had the home run in game one against them. Anthony Rizzo also with the home run against them. Everybody else, let's see, I think there might have been one other hit. IKF had a good game against them, and really that's it. Nobody else really did anything against Quantrill. So it again comes down to, do the Yankees offense score some runs, and can Garrett Cole pitch past the seventh inning? Because I really believe this. If Garrett Cole, and one more point after this too about Garrett Cole that I think everybody got to keep their eyes on. If Garrett Cole goes 5 or 6, if the Yankees got a 2 or 3 run lead, I'm still not confident. I'm still pretty nervous right there.
Yeah.
Because who's pitching the bullpen today? Well, we'll probably see Holmes, right?
We'll probably see Holmes.
We'll probably see Holmes now. Holmes should be available now, I would think.
Jesus Christ.
But here's my big takeaway from Garrett Cole today. And you mentioned some great points, that change up and all that needs to work. I'm just going to make it very, very simple for everybody. He needs to have a 1-2-3 first inning.
Bingo.
He needs to have a 1-2-3 balls out the jock strap first inning.
I'm gonna go extra further. He needs to have an immaculate first inning. 9 pitches, 3 strikeouts to start the game.
I'm there with you. It needs to be something that we sit back and go, Garrett Cole tonight. Let's go. He needs to inspire. Because I tell you this right now, Guardians fans, you in here, you're gonna like me saying this, but it's true. If the last night's W coming back the way they did, Tito Francona being a manager, being at home, they know they have to win today. Yeah. And they're going to come out like a fucking firework popping off. They're going to be like a rocket ship taking off. They're ready to roll immediately. You got to have that mindset in your head as the Yankees are saying, guys, that first inning is important. Not putting extra pressure on you guys. We need that 1-2-3. And if we could take an early lead, great. But Garrett Cole's first inning is so overly important. If he ever came out there and, God forbid, he gives up 1 or 2 runs, forget it.
Light the white candle. Light the white candle and say your prayers if that happens.
Bro, I'm going to sit here with a white flag and just hold it like this the whole time.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have a dunce cap on. Because 162 games just to go out in the first round. I know they have the wild card round. I get it, but still to go out in the ALDS against a team from the Central, and we've talked about it in the postseason. Your biggest issues get magnified. Our bullpen is our issue. We have issues with it. Tito Francona is hands down a better manager than Aaron Boone. There's no arguing against that. And shout out to Tito Francona because he had so many health issues as well in his career.
Correct.
And they talked about it last night on the broadcast. Somebody go kidnap Bob Costas. I do not want to hear him anymore on the broadcast. Like
I heard that so much yesterday. I told somebody, I said, guys, what's up with Bob? They're like, man, just listen to him. I said, I ain't listening to him, so I don't care. He's really that bad?
Bro, he was so bad. And then it's like, his knowledge of the game, if he doesn't have anything prepared for him and he's not doing the documentary style stuff that he's used to,
right?
He doesn't have that much knowledge of the game because a lot of the stuff he said last night, it's like, wait, that's not true. Wait, what are you talking about? Wait, Cabrera it was.
Bro, I'm telling you, at one point yesterday, we had 1,000 people watching the stream live. And no joke, every time I look, because I don't really pay as much attention to the chat because I can't because I'm calling the game. And every time I would like poke my head over, it was like, oh man, this Costas, man, this Costas. I'm like, man, at one point I was like, what did Bob Costas do? I'm like, that's Bob Costas. What did he do? And everybody said to say like, he's the worst. He is the worst, most annoying, terrible.
And Ron Darling can't even save him because Ron Darling is one of the a part of the trio, the big three over there in Queens, but he couldn't even save him so far in this series. But Bob Costas, stick to the documentary on HBO Max. Just stick to that, bro. Yeah.
And one more big point that you talked about, you mentioned Tito Francona. Let me tell you guys something right now. The Yankees. And everybody's going to know where I'm coming at here because you know what's going to happen. I'm not breaking no news here on anything. The Yankees better hope and pray that they have a lead come the 6th or 7th inning. Because if they don't, Emmanuel Class is going to dominate.
Yeah.
He's coming in for 5, 6, 7 outs. They ain't going to play. He had all day off yesterday. He's coming in for 7 outs. He might come in for 9. People might think I'm not saying that.
Nah.
He might come in for 9 outs.
Hey,
7 to 8 out. He might come in.
Bases loaded in the 7th inning. Indians up by 1 or 2 runs. Nobody out. You can see Class A. I wouldn't be. You can see Class A. I want to put it past them.
Class is in session, as I was saying. They got mad at me because they're like, Pete, his name's Class A. Class A. I'm like, all right, class is in session. Okay, I'm gonna say what I want. Class is in session. How you guys like that? But no, Class A will come in. He'll come in, and that's the one thing people got to remember. Terry Francona is not gonna wait around.
No.
People gave... I was talking to my pops about this today, and I mentioned that to him, and I said, people talk so highly about Edwin Diaz, and I'm not knocking Edwin Diaz. Guy had a phenomenal season. I think Class A is the best relief pitcher in baseball.
Oh, yeah.
I watched this dude pitch the...
good entrance music. That's what it is.
That's it. You don't have no trumpets.
Yeah.
They should break out like a harmonica for him or something else.
Something. Somebody go grab a flute or something.
Yeah, that's it. Put a little flute for him, something. Come out to some Legend of Zelda shit. Something like that. But I'll tell you guys this right now. And we got a super chat from LI. He says, by the way, crowd was loud last night. That's the Cleveland side. Yep. Yeah. I did notice that. I mentioned it multiple times that Ohio was bugging out last night. And they're behind their club as they should be. But I'll tell you this right now.
They're outside in 40 degrees weather. They're bugging. Yeah. They had a section of their crowd that had their T-shirts off in 40 degrees weather. They're very weird in Cleveland.
I got to give a shout out really quick, though, to another fan base. Because I would have loved to be part of that atmosphere yesterday in San Diego.
Yeah.
Fam, those fans were wild last night.
Yes.
Wild.
Yes, they were.
That whole beat LA, they didn't shut up. The minute that they took that lead, those fans didn't stop.
Nope.
They said, nah, we gonna be a factor here. We going in. And they didn't stop. So congratulations to
you had Will Myers leading a partition to a bar and was a bartender last night for 4 hours after the game.
My man Manny Machado out there just dropping F-bombs all over MLB Network.
He didn't care. What FCC what? Beep,
F this, F that. You know, so he hit beep, 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 beep. Hello,
bro. But shout out to the Padres, man. They fought back. Everybody had them out. If you're a Met fan, you're sleeping better at night now. You're sleeping better at night if you're a Met fan. I tell you that.
Think about this. You know how crazy, and I was thinking about this the other day because I'm one of those types where it's like, in the regular season, I need that division. I want the division one.
Same.
Look at the NL East, bro. The Phillies are like, man, who cares about the damn division?
Exactly.
What does that matter? When people look back now and go, who won the NL East in 2022? Oh, yeah, well, the Phillies were in third place. Yeah, the Braves were phenomenal. The Mets look like the greatest Mets team since '86. What happened? Oh, the Phillies went possibly to the World Series. It's like, what? What? The Phillies?
I need somebody. Well, maybe Michael Caputo's in the chat. Caputo, I need you to go find Joe Girardi and make sure Joe Girardi is not banging his head against the wall. He's not pulling a situation from Jersey Shore. Just somebody make sure Joe Girardi's good.
Yeah, Girardi got to be pretty upset. But hey, man, shout out to Rob Thompson, former Yankee bench coach.
Yeah, he deserved it.
Good for him. Good for him.
Baseball lifer.
Baseball lifer, great dude. Absolutely good for him, man. But you know what I mean? One guy I got a shout out to before we go on, and I think he's going to have another good game tonight, is a guy that I told everybody, hold your horses about. And I got to shout out my guy Alexander Gordon in here because he did the same thing. We talked about this a lot when the Yankees got Harrison Bader. And I talked to my friends over on the Cardinals side, and they told me, Pete, if you're looking at him as an improvement over Aaron Hicks, you're getting a way better player. One, he's the best defensive center fielder in baseball. And they were like, I'm not just talking about his glove. I'm talking about his arm. He got it all. He's the full package out there. They were like, I remember one of my friends saying, when there's a fly ball hit the deep center, you're going to notice immediately. I'm like, all right, I don't know what that means, but okay, I guess we'll see. Harrison Bader gets under balls on routes quicker than anybody I think I've ever seen. I've seen Jim Edmonds. I've seen the best of them.
We've seen Bernie, yeah.
We've seen Bernie. I'm not, there's no comparison, so don't go, oh, Petey's better. No, I'm not comparing. I'm just simply saying the guy's that good in center field. And let me tell you something. The one thing that he also has just done is he's turned it on in the postseason. Whether it's a base hit, 2 home runs, he had none with the Yankees in the regular season. First 2 homers comes in the postseason. Playing a great center field, doing his job well. You can see he even tries to, he does a good job of trying to fake out, like catching a ball to try to mess with runners.
Was a great play.
He does that very well, trying to mess with guys a little bit because you got to be careful with him either way because he has a rocket. So, I think if I had to choose somebody today, I think Harrison Bader is gonna have a good game for the Yankees. He's the type of guy they do. He could run. Yeah. He could maybe steal a base or two. That's another thing too for the Yankees. And another shout out I gotta give. I hate doing this, but I gotta give Tito Francona another shout out. That hit and run yesterday was phenomenal.
It was beautiful.
Phenomenal. Two strikes with your catcher up. Hit it right where Glaber was. He goes to steal. Got first and third immediately. And I'm like, that's baseball, man. The Yankees did that a lot in the first half of the season, and they kind of walked away from it.
It's been non-existent since.
They got to get back to doing that. So I'll say this. This is a Yankee podcast. This is a Yankee network. I'm gonna tell you guys what I said before yesterday's game. My heart is going to do the talking here, not my brain. I'll say we go back to Game 5 at Yankee Stadium.
Hey, I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. And, great point you said about Harrison Bader, everything. You hit it right on the head. But another thing, if it wasn't for Harrison Bader in Game 1, Garrett Cole would have been knocked out that game early. If he didn't cut off that ball that was literally about to go into left field into the alley, if it wasn't for Bader, when he threw the ball in, you had runners on second and third, nobody out. Garrett Cole didn't allow to run after that. If it wasn't
people don't
for
talk
Bader,
about that.
He would have got knocked out of that game. So Bader, offensively and with the glove, has shown that Monty who? That's the next T-shirt I'm gonna make. Monty who?
Monty who? Yeah, facts, man. And that is a brilliant point that you just brought up because I talked about that a lot. I talked about that during the game once it happened. I'm like, here's the little things, that people tend to overlook, and that they think in their head, okay, well, a center fielder should do that. Yeah, you're right. The good one should. Aaron Hicks doesn't do it. I got even more news for you. Aaron Judge doesn't do it. And I love the Aaron Judge's center field. Judge doesn't get to that ball that quick.
Nope.
He doesn't get to it that quick. Harrison Bader has an amazing way of running routes, and he does a fantastic job at doing it. So
And Pete, we've been watching baseball. As I say, like, I'm 33, so past probably 25 years of my life, 20 years of watching baseball.
I'm right there with you. Same age.
One of the things that we've been taught ever since we was young, when we're watching the game, they always say you build a championship team up the middle. Catcher,
Facts.
shortstop, second base, center field. If you look at this Yankee team for the past 5 years, Gary Sanchez at catcher, IKF at shortstop, Aaron Hicks in center field. Yep. That's not a recipe for a championship at all.
Well, Hector, it's what we've been saying, right? They try to reinvent the wheel. Yep. And you brought up a baseball term that has been used since the beginning of baseball. It's that simple. Be strong up the middle, and you have a good club.
Yep.
It's crazy because and again, here's the thing about this network that people either understand or sometimes don't understand. We're giving you flowers when you deserve your flowers. 100%. We're also going to beat you up when you got to get beat up. There's been many times this year I credited Aaron Boone. I've also knocked him many times this year. Same thing with Brian Cashman. I'll give Brian Cashman his credit. He found Trevino. I don't need Trevino hitting 290. I need Trevino to hit the way he did, 260, 250, whatever it is, and play amazing defense. He's done that. That was a hell of a pickup. But they had every opportunity to, again, improve that up the middle. And they refused to do it. They did it with Bader in center field. Peraz is at shortstop now. I'm telling you guys right now, you got a different ball club.
Yep.
You got a different ball club because you got to remember this. And of course, God forbid, knock on wood, hopefully it doesn't happen. The Yankees get eliminated. These questions are going to be asked a lot more. And it's sad because it shouldn't have to be because it should have been done. Peraza is a better hitter than IKF. He has more speed than IKF. He's a better fielder than IKF. And I don't care what anybody says. He got a better baseball IQ than IKF.
Yep.
What else do you need? But who are me and Hector?
No.
We're just here. You know what I mean?
Who are we? Two bozos on the internet that just talking to a microphone.
That's it. That's exactly it. And speaking of talking into a microphone, Hector, can you go ahead and let everybody know about your stuff and what you guys do?
Definitely. And first, Pete, again, appreciate you for inviting me on. It was an awesome conversation. Whenever we have conversation, we can go for hours.
Facts.
But yeah, you guys can catch me on Yankees Morning Brew. I host the Yankees Morning Brew Monday through Friday, 11 o'clock in the morning. It's a live stream that I host. On Fridays, I do an open panel conversation. I allow fans to come onto the panel to speak their mind, speak their truth. You see Michael Caputo making his debut, but Michael Caputo's been on there. LA Yankee King's been on there. So a bunch of fans have been on there. That's why I tried to make it a format by the fans for the fans. And that's one thing I want. I've always been invited on other platforms by other content creators, and I want to be able to do the same thing for other people because it was done for me. I don't feel like gatekeeping, or I don't feel like, if I'm able to help somebody, I'm able to help somebody. But yeah, Monday through Friday, Yankees Morning Brew. You can catch it on the Knights of Dejan channel. If you're familiar with the FCF Fan Control Football, the Knights of Dejan and KOD is a part of that organization. It's a NFT project, just like the Bored Apes is. It's in the Web3. On Fridays on the channel, we have like a virtual casino. We have virtual horse racing. We have virtual fighting. After the baseball season, we're actually going to do a virtual baseball league that I'm going to be co-hosting a show at 6 o'clock. So yeah, on Friday nights, it's where the degenerates come out to play.
Facts. And follow you on Twitter. I got the handle down here on the screen.
Yankees
Is that correct?
Yankees Brew KOD.
Yankees Brew KOD. Yep. So guys, make sure you go follow him. No doubt about it. And tune into the show. If you have not, it definitely got my stamp of approval. It's great. I've been on it. I love it. I love what these guys do. So make sure you guys check it out. But Hector, any last words for the fans out there?
Man, just keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Hopefully, I got my sister cutting a chicken's neck off right there in the background, so the Yankees have some extra good luck for tonight. But yeah, Pete, appreciate you. Thank you, brother, for having me on. Shout out to the chat. Caputo is in the chat. I see Jose, Jimmy Z, everybody's in the chat. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, guys, before we jump out, too, just a couple of quick things. 6:45, I will be live on Game Season Live. We're starting a little early because I know we're going to have that conversation. It's a big game today. I'm going to be pumped up. I'm going to be ready to go. This was one cup of tea. I'm going to have another one. That's my Energizer tea right there. These cats think I'm on Adderall and cocaine and shit. I'm like, I promise you, I'm not. We can do a drug test. I give you guys my word, I'm not. I'm not doing that.
It's pure snake venom. That's what it is.
That's it, man. It's pure Simonetti pump action, ready to roll, man. That's all it is. It's like roller coaster ride over here. But no, 6:45, guys. Game Season Live is ready. And to wrap up, designated spitters, you guys already know we will never come whack on the Designated Spittaz track.
That's
Until next time, guys, we are out. Thank you again, Hector. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir, brother.
Until next time, fam. Adios.
Before it hits the front page, NYY.